Time for some fun but affordable summer projects you're going to love. Plus, I'm throwing in some clever hacks and a couple awesome freebies too. Hi everyone, my name is Shannon, the Daily DIYer. Now let's get into these summertime hacks. First, grab some of these ever popular sparklers from Dollar Tree. They are so great. And only $1.25 for 3 packs of 5. Then head to the description box below for this free printable. Plus, you'll also need some scrapbook paper. This pack is full of fun colors and it's inexpensive since it's from Walmart. I'll also link this down below too. I'm using the red and blue today so we can make some fun party favors. Once you download the free printable, print it out onto white cardstock. And next, a paper trimmer does come in handy for this next step, but scissors will work too. Now you want to cut your scrapbook paper into 2" by 8" strips. This will be the background of our favors. Next, you'll want to trim your free printable into strips as well. You'll just take your paper trimmer or your scissors and cut between each one of your designs. We also need to cut these down in length as well so that it will work within our project. So you'll measure over 2 inches on both sides. I also doubled up cutting these, which will save time. These cute little designs are going to help hold our sparklers onto the background paper. We need to add one extra little cut in that background paper though, so that way it helps hold our sparklers on. You'll measure down about 1 inch from the top, cut a small slit, and that's going to give us a space for us then to add the sparklers into. You can add 1 or 2 or 3 onto these papers, just sliding it up into that opening. This tape runner adhesive is perfect for paper crafting. I'll link some down in the description box below. You simply just run it along the edges of our free printable design. You're going to center your paper over the handles of the sparkler and then simply wrap the edges around to the back. Press down firmly so that adhesive grips on, and that's all there is to creating your own super cute and so easy and also inexpensive party favor for the 4th of July. I love paper crafting because it's so simple and it is so cute but cost effective. I also have an awesome hack for you using these plastic cups from Dollar Tree when it comes to sparklers. I've done this for years with my kiddos too. All you have to do is take an X-Acto knife or something sharp, just puncture a hole in the bottom of your cup, and it just makes a big enough hole for you then to insert your sparkler into, and then a little hand can go in there to hold their sparkler and protect their hand from the sparks. Works, and it's so easy too. We're going to turn this simple wood arrow into the cutest firecracker. And to do that, we need to remove the jute off the back. But however, keep that, hang on to it. We're going to be using that here shortly. To get started, go ahead, paint out your entire arrow white. That's going to be the background color. Then we're going to come in with some navy blue, paint the top triangle and the sides, and then with an angled brush, kind of make candy cane stripes down the bottom. Do 2 coats of both colors and let it dry. Now to work on that jute that we held on to from earlier and cut it into 3 equal pieces. Jute is usually made up of different strands, so if you simply untwist it, it'll pull those strands apart. You're going to do that with all 3 of them, but don't untwist it all the way. You want to leave some at the top still together so we can attach it. We're going to take our firecracker, flip it over to the back, and use some hot glue to then attach the jute onto the bottom to give it its fun little sparks. To give it a fun and whimsical kind of look, I'm using some black and white paint pens and just sort of doing a fun little design and outline, adding some lines and some dots. I really didn't think you could see the black on the blue so much, so that's when I got out my white chalk marker and went over the black lines with the white so it would stand out more. And that's all there is to creating your own firecracker out of a Dollar Tree arrow. This firecracker would also pair perfectly with our next project, which is also another free printable, so make sure you head down to the description box to download this from the link that is provided down there. Now, of course, this printable you can use in so many different ways, but the simplest, quickest, and easiest thing to do is just put it right into a Dollar Tree picture frame, making this such an inexpensive project and one that goes super quickly too. You just cut your printable down to size. I like to use the paper insert that comes with your picture frame, and then cut down all of the excess that will sit in there nicely. And then you can just simply display this on a shelf or on a tabletop. But you can also Mod Podge this to canvas. If you have photo editing software, you can even scale this down or make it bigger if you want to. This one will come as an 8x10 size, as you see here in this cute picture frame. If you enjoy the free printables that I create and provide for you, please take a second and hit that thumbs up button. That tells me that you do like them and make sure that I know that you want more in the future. Scrunchies, what in the world are we gonna do with scrunchies? Well, let me show you. We're gonna turn it into the cutest accessory for our place setting. So we're also gonna be using a Dollar Tree white plate. Their plates are amazing. And this on top is a inexpensive bamboo bowl from Hobby Lobby. And then this is actually a hanky. I don't know if that's what you guys call them, but it's a hanky from Dollar Tree that we're using in place of a napkin. It's super easy to just twist that scrunchie right onto the hanky, or in this case, our napkin, and use it for the cutest little accessory for our place setting. Sometimes it's the littlest things that make the biggest impact. Again, you're probably going to be like, what in the world are you gonna do with a tote bag? We're actually going to turn it into a patriotic pillow, and it is so easy to do. We're basically going to cut off the top handle of this tote bag, and I'm using a Dollar Tree rotary tool. I can't believe they even carry these. Such a great deal, and they work great too. So if you see them, grab one, worth having in your craft stash. We basically have the basic parts of a pillow now, but I wanted to create a design that would go on the front. So I cut out some heat transfer vinyl with my Cricut machine, and then actually did it in 2 different colors. I'll make sure to link down in the description box the HTV that I use if you're interested. And I'm doing it in 2 colors just to give it some more interest. This design is from the Cricut Design Space. If you don't have a Cricut machine, go to the craft store, check out and see what kind of iron-on patches and things that they have, and even single letters to create your own design. We're gonna lay a cloth over the top of our HTV. I do have a Cricut heat press for this. However, you can just use a regular iron. This just makes it a little bit easier. You're not having to watch the clock. You just hit a button and it beeps when it's ready. Once it's cooled off, you can go ahead and remove the top plastic piece and then add the second color. In this case, says America in red. Lay down that cloth again, count down. We're doing 340 degrees for 30 seconds at a time. Again, once it cools, go ahead and remove that plastic topping on there, and our design is set into our fabric. So cool and so easy. Here's another trick. Go to Walmart, pick up one of these pillows. They're under $5. Actually, I think they're under $4, and use that for stuffing instead of using the expensive stuffing in the craft section. And then I'm using some fabric glue sticks here to attach the end together instead of sewing it. If you want to sew, obviously, absolutely sew if you prefer. Next, we're gonna head back to Dollar Tree and grab one of these decorative jute ropes in their nautical/summer section. It is so pretty. It's like navy blue and a natural twisted jute all together. And it has that nautical vibe, but it also works with this patriotic vibe too. Again, we're using that same fabric glue sticks to add it to the edges of this pillow. I love how quickly this makes this project go with the fabric hot glue sticks. I'll make sure to link those down in the description box below too, because you can find them on Amazon. And of course, again, if you want to use needle and thread to attach it, of course you can. The hot glue just makes things go a little bit more quickly. Now let's make a candle holder with the help of this metal hanging piece from Dollar Tree. I am just going to be using the flower for this project, but the top part keep, because I feel like it'd be a great stencil for you to be able to paint on or draw on to another project, so keep that, but we're just using the flower for this. I used my wire cutters to remove it from the chain, and also this red flower was kind of hanging on and bouncy. We don't want that for our candle holder, So we're gonna take our hammer and we're gonna hammer the middle flat because we're gonna add a candle holder on top of this, and we all need it to be able to sit nicely on top of each other. We're gonna be using some of this permanent double-sided adhesive to make this mess-free and super quick. Again, I'll link it down below. We're gonna use that to reattach that red flower on top, and then more of that in the middle on the red flower to then set our candle holder, which is also from Dollar Tree, right down in the center. Push it down, it's not gonna go anywhere. Now we're gonna take our pliers and kind of curl up those petals to give it some dimension, and it really is just so quick and easy. I think these would look so pretty with multiples of these kind of lined up next to each other or used for a centerpiece. Another trick is to add some Dollar Tree rocks in there to help add some weight if this is going outside. And then you can add a candle if it's gonna be outside. A citronella candle would work great too. I couldn't pass up this beautiful red truck metal hanging piece. Again, keep the top for other projects. We're gonna make a wood sign with this. This one is actually from Valentine's Day. I bought bunches of them because they are so perfect for just creating a quick wood sign. They do come with glitter on them though, so scrape that off, sand all that off, make sure it's smooth. We're gonna remove the jute handle, fill those in with some Dollar Tree spackle, let that dry, and then we're gonna paint the middle with some dark gray paint. Once that is dry, come in with some white paint. This is gonna give it a weathered and aged look. Of course, get creative and do whatever kind of background works for you, your home and your decor. And then once that is dry, you can remove your painter's tape all the way, so that way you kept your wood border intact. We're gonna take some paint to cover up the spackle on there so you'll never see that there were holes there at one time. And now we can work on making this sign pretty. Again, with our red metal truck, we're gonna remove that, and to attach it onto the sign, these are foam mounting squares from Dollar Tree. I used 4 on the back and then just pressed it down into the bottom corner. And then this is another design from my Cricut design space. But again, you could use a red marker to create your own design or use stickers from the craft store to create whatever saying you want. It's just easy, easy, easy if you have a Cricut. I'll make sure to link mine down in the description box below if you want to look into it. And then we had this empty corner. So I found some cute burlap ribbon that had a red stitching in it and thought that would kind of go with the look and vibe here. So just twisted a simple bow and then hot glued that into the corner. And it was just that simple and easy to turn a Valentine's Day sign into one for 4th of July. If you're looking for a quick, simple, and easy centerpiece for your outdoor party, grab one of these blue mason jars from Dollar Tree. They're actually really, really cute cups, so maybe even grab some to actually use for their intended purpose. We're gonna make a centerpiece with these. We're gonna remove the straw, but keep it. Those are good, they still work. Throw it in your kitchen drawer for later. We're gonna add some rock into the bottom of this again to add some weight. The cool part about this is you can also add battery tea lights and candles into there to get a cool glow at nighttime. You'll want to replace the lid. It screws right back on there. We do need to make the hole in the top a little bit larger, so I grabbed my pliers and a hammer and hammered it down. It's pretty soft metal, so it's easy to do. So you can see just a quick fix there for us then to be able to insert some of these flags in the top. And here's a little trick. You can actually iron your flags flat because a lot of times they come pretty wrinkly. You can even use your hair straightener for this. So then you can just insert the handles of your flags down into that hole. And look how pretty it is. Now I did put mine on a star that I had, so that's just another idea, but you can make several of these so quickly. If you're doing a last minute party, this would be perfect. I'll show you where it is here in just a second, but I had a space I wanted to add a hanging flag to and I didn't have one. So I wanted to show you how easy it is to do that with one that has a handle. You'll just remove the end from one side and pop the handle off with a pair of heavy-duty scissors. Mine were miter shears. I'll link them down below too. And some jute that we're just going to basically wrap around the handles. Use some hot glue to help keep it in place. This jute is so cute. I can't believe it was at Dollar Tree too. Just make sure to tie your knots really tightly along with the glue. It's gonna make sure it's good and attached and secured. You can cut the tails of your jute off so they're not hanging down. And it's just that easy. I mean, sometimes the quickest and easiest things are all you need to really add to a space to get that patriotic look. If you're looking for more patriotic DIYs, I'll have those popping up on your screen. You can head over and check out next. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new, and I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I will see you in the next one. Have a creative day.